The heat's been an issue. All right, Operation Backyard Brawl. We're going to go through and do some updates. Now, we're attempting to shoot videos of showing how our training simulation's been set up out here and what we plan on doing to it, and letting you know that we're adding things to it. But the quality of them are the pixelation's been pretty bad. So, DarkSkyWatcher, right? 74. He's right over here. He's going to be going through with his equipment, and he's been how many days? First off, oh wait, you can introduce yourself. And
what's up, DarkSkyWatcher 74?
Came down from
Kingman, Arizona.
All right, and where do they find your you do YouTube channels, or how'd you start doing what you do anyways? I mean, what's your passion? How'd you start doing what you do?
Oh, God, we started doing news and live telescope broadcasting, and it just evolved from that.
So you were basically just watching the stars at nighttime through telescope, and people were like watching to see for like meteor showers.
Looking for UFOs, man.
All right.
Everyone's looking for UFOs, but no meteors, near-Earth flybys, comets, things like that. You know, a lot of lunar watching. You know what I mean? But we still did news. You know what I mean? But there came a point where it was like 2014 or 2015. And I was like, no, we're not going to be doing these daily news vids anymore. It's like keyboard warrior shit.
Yeah.
You're taking somebody else's story that they took from someone else, and then all you're doing is you're putting your own spin on that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was like, we're not going to really do news anymore unless we actually go to the news. So I mean, that's how we do it, man.
So you've so far, how many days have you been out in the desert? We know you went back and then came back, Bear. How many days have you been out in the desert with us?
Well, the first time we were here for 5 days. We left on the 5th day, and then we've been here since Tuesday night. So what? It's Thursday. Yeah, two days. We're pretty much here. We'll be here through the weekend. So yeah, we'll put it in. We'll put the footwork in.
So what are some of the things you're seeing out here, what you've seen so far since you've been involved with what we're doing?
Well, definitely the first trip, that one house, I mean, that was just not a good feeling walking through that house. You know what I mean? Everything that I saw there didn't add up, especially when we talked about how I live in this same desert. I know the types of things I find out there, man. And I've never came across anything where there's just all kinds of drug paraphernalia, dude, and then you got a little kitty, creepy filming room set up. I mean, that's what I thought it was for, honestly. And I mean, the towers, everything. That place was just creepy. You know, I mean, hopefully we're gonna see a little bit about what you were telling me about while I'm out here on this time.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want.
We got some stuff we're gonna take you out, but yeah. You're going to be here to film this, just so you know. So you're basically going to say. You're basically here to say we're either being lied to or lying to people. We're telling the truth. Right. So you're here to verify that.
Right.
So
Look, I'm not here doing a story on you, or it's on the kids. And are you
and how we're
trying to do something out? I mean, are you just doing nothing, or are you doing something? It doesn't matter. I'm just here to film it and not form the opinion.
Yep.
Period. We're just gonna film it. You know what I mean? And I mean, I'm gonna obviously have my own opinions, and you know what those are.
Yep.
Already. But everyone else will just have to make their own mind up on it as well. But when you give people footage the way that I give them, I mean, a lot of your viewers don't know who I am, but my viewers understand, like, the way that I do my footage when we do things like this, and the way that we don't give them like a 2-minute edited video. I mean, we give them like the whole everything, hours and hours of stuff. I mean, they see the process, they see everything. You know what I mean? That puts a different perspective on it. You know, so I mean, I think people, you know, they'll see what you're doing out here. Yeah. You know, I mean, even though, you know, I heard all the things that they're saying, and I know different because I'm actually here. Yeah. Dude, keyboard warrior news is just, that shit is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous to sit behind your computer and think you actually know what's going on at an event that's taking place in real time. And you have no contact from the inside. I mean, unless somebody from here is telling somebody out there what's going on in real time, they have no idea. I mean, that's I want everyone to understand that about keyboard warrior news. Because when you're actually sitting at home and you're not going out and investigating yourself, you have absolutely no clue what you're talking about. The only thing that you're doing is you're putting your own personal opinion out there. period, and you're pushing your opinion and what you want the narrative to be. That's it, plain and simple. And I could tell you that because I used to do Keyboard Warrior News for a long time, and then we stopped like 4 years ago and said, no, we got to go to the events because we got one wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was just like, nah, dude, we can't do that anymore. Like, it's not even worth it to sit behind the computer and just rehash other people's stories and putting our own spin on it and then our opinion and call that news. You can't do that. You got to get out, put in the legwork, and stomp your boots across the desert, sweat your ass off. And I mean, I see what you guys are doing. I don't want to tell all of them, you know, but
there's some stuff like we can't talk about yet, and there's some stuff that you actually have to alter the way you present the news because there's some stuff you really can't share.
Right.
But that's because of like other things that we're doing. So
safety issue.
But you're out here with us, and you're living out here with us,
Yep.
and just so you know, he's one of 3 independent journalists. We've got 3 here. He's one of 3 that's going to be able to do lifetime videos when it's okay, and they're going to be able to get the certain stuff out to you as fast as possible. And each one has their own idea and different opinion as it relates to their personal ideology. So it's a mixture of about every, like the left, the right, and the center kind of thing. It's a mixture. It's an honest look, but each one's just going to be able to report what we have. And so far, we've been saying that human trafficking, child trafficking, all that is occurring on the border. Have you seen evidence of that from what we're saying?
Most definitely.
Okay, now we are northwest of Tucson, far off the border. We are actually even a little bit higher in their city. Have you seen evidence of trafficking out here in this area?
Yeah.
Okay, so we've been 100% honest that this is going on, and that you yourself will be able to take then the places that you've gone and seen where this is occurring.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So where can everyone meet you? Where can they go to see your updates? We'll get them shared on the Alpha page, but we want people to, if they can subscribe to you or however you do it, we'll get a link at it. Someone listening, look it up and put the link in there, and everybody can go and subscribe. But go ahead and say where.
It's just youtube.com/DarkSkyWatcher74.
DarkSkyWatcher74.
All one word.
And you're here, Kingman, Arizona, coming down here. You know the desert. Are you active like hiker enthusiast?
We're proficient outdoors.
Yeah.
Hiking, climbing, rappelling, adventure stuff, man. We do a lot of that on the channel too. So yeah, we're suited for what we're doing here, man.
Now we're going up on a mountain together, and we're getting ready to go up on a mountain together. How do you feel about that, going up on a mountain?
Man, it's just as hot up there as it is down here, so it doesn't matter where we're at.
Yeah.
As long as we put a little bit of shade up, I mean, it doesn't matter. So, but I mean, you got to go where you got to go to get the shots.
Yep.
Right, and we're going up there to go look for something, and I'm not like that camera dude that was here yesterday. You know what I mean? Like,
that was the last little independent journalist we let through. Yeah.
Right, man. Like, dude, I'm gonna follow you. Dude, we're gonna hike. If we're gonna hike 5 miles, we're doing 5. If we gotta do 10, we're gonna do 10. No worries right there, man. So I mean, what we gotta do to get the shots, because I understand people are so split and divided on this issue right here, but a lot of them, they're not seeing the bigger issue. It's not about you or your life or what you did in your past or anything like that, or not even about the first camp. The issue is about human trafficking of kids coming up from Mexico through Arizona. Is it really happening? And are you guys really doing something? That's the real story here, and that's what everyone should focus on. And if you can admit to yourself that, yeah, people are trafficked up here, men and women. So if men and women are trafficked up through here, and everybody knows it, it's public information, right? So if men and women are being trafficked up through here, then the kids got to be trafficked up through here at some point. You understand? And if you know the way that the traffickers do it, and you know the way that payment is made, and how they do everything to make sure everybody stays in line, you know, then you understand why, you know, like, this shit it's getting bad. You know what I mean? And I want to see what's really going on, you know. Like, we're going to get those shots. We got the night vision we brought out. We're going to get those shots, man. So hopefully we get what you were talking about and telling me about. I'd love to see that and catch that, because that, you can't deny what's going on right there. When people get to see that. And I mean, I don't know about the next one, but whatever we get, dude, you know, it's all going towards what you guys are doing.
Speaking of that, and also kind of like supporting our belief that 100% of everything given needs to go to what's going on, who's on the ground, the people making the impact, what they need. You yourself, you're telling your viewers and everybody, I don't want you to send me money, you know, if we're getting stuff for them, I just want you to get the materials, you know.
Right.
So you're staying true to our principle where you're not here and you're not going to take any money for as payment to be here. But, you know, the material support and the cards and things like that, yeah. So
the way we want to do that is like an Amazon wish list, right? Make a big Amazon wish list, and then that way, even though whoever made the wish list, it's going to have their shipping address on it, but what you do to get you just click on the link for the product, right, and then just go to the actual link and then purchase it yourself and put in your care of address, you know what I mean, like, but that way, like, it's a public list, you know what I'm saying, and we can everyone can keep track of whatever's going in. So whatever you guys need, you know, just let us know and we'll put it on the list.
Right on. You got anything else you want to add, or any strange anecdote or anything? What's it like living out here with these guys? And I mean,
man, these guys are tough, dude. These guys are tough, man. I mean, fuck, they're all vets, and you know what I mean, like.
They're smart, aren't they?
That's all I can say.
Do you learn a lot?
I see the operation that's going on, and I mean, dude, that's sitting right here all the time, man. He's on it, dude. I mean, I'm paying attention. I'm listening. You know, I mean, that's my job. You know, so I got to listen to every little detail. I mean, so I know what he's doing, and I hear everything that's going on. So I mean, it's going good. Yeah.
Do you feel safe with the vets and the combat vets we have out here leading our security teams?
Absolutely, man.
Do you see anywhere where they're not allowed to lead or go and make their own plan and run into a mission?
Nope.
So you're witnessing that we're as far as we're concerned, we're putting them in charge of these areas,
right?
And they're the ones who are making these calls, and we trust them to lead us and keep us safe. So far, have they let us down?
No,
We've gone into some shady areas too.
They definitely didn't let me down last week. So that's all I could say. Those guys were really professional. I'm glad they were there.
Yeah.
You know, and yeah. I mean, I think especially that one dude, I think if it wasn't for the movements that he made when everything went like down, they knew everybody that was there, and they knew one guy was missing.
Yeah.
So they knew that somebody was. So I think that he really kept that whole situation in check.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how I honestly feel. So that was a good thing. But I mean, dude, I would trust these combat vets any day, dude.
Yeah.
Any day. They've been through the shit. You know what I mean? Like, why wouldn't I trust them? Yeah, they obviously know what they're doing. You know, so,
do you think they're going to make a huge impact down here in areas that everyone just giving away to the cartels?
If you guys get the numbers,
yeah,
you know what I mean. If the volunteers keep coming in, I definitely think it'll make a huge impact. Especially if you get these things set up the way that you were talking about earlier. Yeah. I think that it would definitely make a huge impact. It's just a matter of getting the numbers. You know what I mean? So,
would you encourage people to come out and to volunteer?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Dude, what better cause is there? You know what I mean? So, if you ever wanted to do something about anything, I mean, what better cause is there to get up off your ass and go do it? You know, I mean, I'm not here, like I said, to make judgments on anything or try and sway people to different opinions. I'm just here to report what I'm saying and whatnot. But I would definitely encourage people to come out here and do it, because it will make a huge impact. Definitely, because the Border Patrol is not doing it. You know what I mean? And I hear a lot of people saying that, you know, that you're in an area where there's no trafficking and there's nothing, you know what I mean? But you got Border Patrol right here. The Border Patrol isn't here unless there's something going on here. And that's a fact. They don't put their resources like that where they're not needed. They put them where they're needed. So if they're all the way up here, this far in from the border, then you know that stuff is going on right out here. So
You're from Kingman, further northwest of us. Now, do you guys have any trafficking that goes to up there where you are?
Not that I'm aware of. I mean, I've never seen news articles of that, but I mean, we're already at, by the time you get to where I'm at, we're at the tri-state of Kingman, Arizona, Arizona, California, and Nevada. So if you made it up there, you're pretty home free. If you made it that far in, you're pretty much set. So you don't get that many arrests. I mean, I know that they've arrested people for committing crime up there that are illegal immigrants, you know. But other than that, no, not trafficking, nothing like that.
All right. Anything else you want to add?
No, man. It's hot, people. Right? Yeah. Even if you think these guys are just not doing anything except being out here is hot.
Right? Out of fuel and have to walk back.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It's hot out here, guys. So I mean,
all right, hold on. I'm gonna put Monty on the spot real quick. Monty, is there anything you wanna add or say or anything?
For those naysayers or whoever you are, the Citizens Against Veterans on Patrol. You can stop looking for the private owners and stuff like that. I just cleared our road. The legal easement road to this property has been cleared. So, keep on. There's more and more people are joining our fight. So, you can stop complaining, stop whining, and come down here and join the fight. Stop punching away on your keyboard. I commented once, and I was up till 4 o'clock in the morning putting up 2 more canopies for our kitchen. That's why I didn't respond to any more of y'all's messages. I think I said what I needed to say, and that's all I got to say. By the way, we need more tents.
Yeah. Can
we have more tents,
for
please?
For not having places? Yeah.
Fuel cards. Yeah. We need fuel cards. We have fuel here, but we also have our sister company, Bravo Base, that runs homeless veterans to VA appointments. Get them into housing and stuff. They go out and search and rescue. They need fuel also. So whatever we can't use, we pass off to them so they can go do those missions. Also.
And we don't keep surplus here.
People keep saying that we're walking away from searching for veterans, and we're not. Bravo Base is still searching for veterans. Why can't we go ahead and go on to the next thing? That's what we're doing. Join us or get left behind. That's all I got to say.
All right. You can come out and see it for yourself. We are officially marking post-it signs, and but there will be someone there to let you in. If you are media, you've been notified, and this is coming from the property owner itself. You're not allowed out here, so you're being notified. We do have 3 people who are approved. You got to talk to Hipster earlier this morning. You got to meet DarkSkyWatcher here, and then I believe you guys talked to Coin once. You know, we'll allow these individuals to go ahead and show what we can show without putting too many people at risk. And you know, there will be a need for tents because our numbers, I mean, some of us just sleep outside. I mean, I sleep outside like right under the stars. It's beautiful. If you want to come out, I mean, it's really nice. It's hot during the day, but you know, come on out. But we have so many people now, we are going to need tents, and if we can get some of the bigger tents, not the little dome tents, we have tarps to go over them. We'll build layers, camo netting, and we'll just bury them. We're sprawling out across this property, and you know, people that's been coming, we appreciate it, and we're glad that you're coming. The ones that have gone and left, we really appreciate it. And go plant that seed. And then, you know, I know a lot of you are coming back. Well, we're still going to be here. We're not going to waste our time fighting with some idiots online and a few people who decide that looking for children being trafficked, women and children who are slaves, looking to put a stop to that and making our backyard safe. They have an issue with that. And if you have an issue with that, it's because you're envious because you can't control it and you don't understand it, but it's working, so too bad. You're not going to be able to do anything as long as we keep doing it and it keeps working. Or you're benefiting from the cartels and the ones who are doing this. You're somehow, and there are many, many out here that are benefiting. But we've been blessed. We're meeting more and more people who own more and more properties, and they don't want this anymore. And they've been out here wanting help for so long. And they're fully comfortable meeting our combat veterans that are leading these teams and these groups. They're fully comfortable putting them as free security on their property. As you know, and then we'll go through. And as you're going to see these teams come out, our search and rescue, you know, it's really, we don't do search and rescue at nighttime. That's night ops. But there's going to be sometimes we're going to end the search part earlier in the afternoon. And we're going to go over and we're going to be spending a couple hours mending fences and putting up signs. You know, and we're going to provide this free community service to the neighbors and the ranchers out here. If you don't want them trespassing through your backyard, putting women and children at risk, having people tied to trees, raped, having people abducted, I mean, if you don't want to risk that in your backyard, we will secure your perimeters where they're cutting through your fences, repair them. We'll post it up, and then we'll even provide you a couple guys that know how to secure an area right out there for you. And they're self-sufficient. We'll make sure we supply our OPs that are out there where these vets get to go stay on these private properties. We actually have enough, if we can get a large enough for a team of 12 to split up between 6 areas. So we would like to see a group out there, someone that can come out for about 2 to 3 weeks and to spread out because we're working on narrowing down where they're sending the human traffic. And remember, as we push over the dope traffic, and then we're like, the Border Patrol hasn't confiscated any drugs from anything that we're doing. Any backpack we go across, their drop spots, their bottles, I mean, they've already handed off their packages, they're picked up, they're getting ready to go back to do their next run. I mean, it's a cycle that goes through. We're not after the drug mules or anything like that. But we are making it to where they can't operate anymore in the areas they've been able to operate indiscriminately. We've already went ahead and uncovered the areas where there were old trails, and we got ways to be alerted and notified if they're reactivated. And now we're pushing out further to new trails. And there are only certain areas they're going to be able to go. When we marked and isolated almost every area they're passing through. And this isn't just intelligence from local neighbors that are helping us. This is intelligence from every source you can imagine. You know, and then a lot of it is our guys in instinct. These guys that go out, that do what they're doing, they know what they're doing. And the veterans that are out here, you know, those that were in combat and they had to work with local tribal people and they had to trust like neighbors and, you know, but they had to worry about double agents and things like that. And people, like, they're meeting these neighbors, and these are neighbors that, you know, they're just fed up and they want a solution, and they don't want children to be trafficked no more. They don't want to find little baby shoes 40, 50 miles north of the border where they've had to truck through some horrible terrain, you know, and it's like, that's inhumane. How is just throwing water canisters up in the border, how is that making it humane? I mean, this is inhumane as possible. So, you know, the government needs to get off their ass and fix the legal route, you know, take away so many desperate people who are doing it the wrong way, you know, and that way they can go through and do it the right way. And then you put combat veterans, you put veterans down here along there. You pay them. You make your own government agency, but you're not allowed to tell them what to do. You're not allowed to tell them how to operate. You're not allowed to regulate them, because that's what so many people do when they send them out in these conflicts, and they end up blown up, missing limbs and everything else. These guys know what the hell they're doing. That's why we put them right in charge of it. You just put them right in charge. They make a plan. I just tell everybody, don't question them, because you can see, you know, and the people that are going out and learning from them, they're learning from some of the best of the best. And the neighbors that are helping, they're the local guides here. Their children, their families live right next door, right up the street. They're invested in keeping their families safe, so you can trust them. And these families will take these guys home to their house for showers, do their laundry. My wife and I, we took 2 people yesterday. We're taking 2 more this afternoon. We're going to do something with Boundary itself and get ready to get it posted up. And we're telling media, everybody, you know, at this point, we've got 3 media sources here you can go to. And if you don't like what they're reporting, tough. We were transparent. We're showing you enough. Even over time on Facebook, we're going to trickle out stuff later. Later is it like 2-3 days ago type stuff. This way we can stay ahead with what we're doing and be safe. But we have some of the best guys out here that just know what the hell they're doing, guys. So come out. If you're one of them, man, come out. You got some great people. And the reason why they're doing this, and the reason why they're not leaving, the reason why they're coming back, and they're living out here with us in this crap. So That's because they see the impact we're making. They see the evidence that's there. And you also can see it in the neighbors. It's like there's almost a spark of hope, like a fire, like a brush fire. It's getting ready to go across the valley. But it's a good fire. And it's going to be a white fire, and it's going to consume every evil and pervert that's just, they make these women and kids slaves. Period. And you can argue whether or not that was a sex camp back there at CMEX. It's not going to change our mind from what we saw or what we believe, nor is it going to impact our decision to go out and make sure no child, no human slave is being trafficked across our border, because no one is securing it. And there are children out here that are dying. You can go to the Humane Border site and just type in Pima County for migrant deaths and look at all the thousands in Pima County. And look at where like 90% of them are isolated right there on the TO, right on the reservation next to us. That's inhumane. And so many of them unknown. Babies, 9-year-olds, 14-year-olds, 17-year-olds, male, women, old, 70-year-olds. I mean, there's people, if you go look, it doesn't matter. What we're going to do is we're just going to do something while everybody argues about what to do. And if this can slow it and stop it and at least put a dent in the freaking problem, maybe we just make their job a little bit easier. But we're telling everybody that's coming down that you're going to listen to the people that's put in charge. The vets are leading this out here. The combat vets know what the hell they're doing. Their veterans brothers know what they're doing. The prior law enforcement, firefighter, EMT, they know what they're doing. Prior search and rescue. And, and there's also evidence. I mean, their intel's not coming just from people who do research online, because anybody can find things in line. We have human trafficking victims and their counsel, their member, their intel. When it comes to verifying whether or not a site's been used for human trafficking, it's not just going to be someone on a camera saying, hey, this is human trafficking. We're showing you pictures. This means this. This means this. No, we'll take the evidence and everything, and we'll have human trafficking victims. And if this pointed on with what they tell us exactly to look for when they send us out in these areas and we verify these spots, then yeah, it's human trafficking. If it doesn't, we would absolutely say it's not. We're not going to try to walk on eggshells, because we're just going to report what we can report with the facts of what people have stated, and then go out and verify whether or not this is or isn't the case. We've stated facts and gone out to verify, and there's still several others and several other areas that we're operating. Remember, there are children being trafficked against their will, and they are little toys for perverts who want to take pictures, who want to do nasty little things to them, you know what I mean? And that's a fact. And it's not just poor people, it's also very rich people. And it's not just black people, it's white people. And it's not just atheists. Look, it's atheists, Jews, Christians, and everything else, because everyone can stick a label on them. At the end of the day, it's happening. And Tucson has just become a cesspool for this crap, I guess, because the more you dig into deeper to what's going on, the more we find out. It's like, you see fact after fact being verified. I just encourage anyone with the children